The grocery store near my house was empty for 11 days in February of 2021. Not low. Empty. The shelves that normally held rice, flour, canned goods, and cooking oil were bare. Not because there was no food in the country, because the supply chain that moved it from a warehouse to that shelf had broken in 14 places simultaneously. And every person in that store had been operating on the assumption that the shelf would always be full. I drove past a farmhouse on the way home. The lights were on. Smoke coming from the chimney. A full woodpile on the north side of the house. A root cellar door visible in the side yard. That family did not know the store was empty. They did not need to. Before this video ends, I am going to show you 9 things that every American household had before 1950 that made a broken supply chain irrelevant. Not 9 products to buy from a survival store. 9 things that cost almost nothing, last indefinitely, and produce everything a household needs to function when the systems around it stop working. If you already own a house, stay with me, because every single one of these things is still available today, and at least 3 of them you can acquire this weekend for under $20 total. Number 1. A hand-crank grain mill. A cast-iron hand-crank grain mill converts whole wheat berries, dried corn, oats, and dried legumes into flour and meal without electricity. Whole grain stored in sealed containers lasts 25 years. Flour lasts 6 months. The mill converts long-term storage into daily food on demand. Every farmhouse before 1940 had one bolted to the kitchen counter. A quality hand-crank mill costs between $40 and $80 new. A pre-1960 original found at an estate sale costs between $10 and $30 and is often better built. Number 2. A root cellar or cold storage corner. A north-facing basement corner with pallets and a plywood lid maintains root vegetable freshness for 6 to 8 months without electricity. Carrots, parsnips, beets, potatoes, cabbage, apples, all harvested in October, all edible in March. The construction costs $6 in materials. A family that harvests and stores their fall garden feeds itself through winter regardless of what the grocery store is doing. Number 3. A ceramic water filter. A stacked ceramic gravity filter, 2 food-grade buckets, 4 layers of sand and biochar, produces clean drinking water from any source without electricity, without filter cartridges, and without a monthly subscription. Total cost: $14 to build. Indefinite service life with basic maintenance. Number 4. A seed library. Open-pollinated, non-hybrid seeds stored in sealed glass jars in a cool, dark location remain viable for 3 to 10 years, depending on the variety. A seed library of 25 vegetable varieties costs under $40 to assemble. It produces food indefinitely. Hybrid and GMO seeds from commercial suppliers produce 1 generation and require repurchase. Open-pollinated seeds reproduce true to type every season forever. Number 5. A cast-iron cooking set. A 10-inch skillet, a 12-inch skillet, and a 5-quart Dutch oven, all cast iron, all pre-1960 if possible, cook every meal over any heat source. Campfire, wood stove, gas burner, electric coil. They require no electricity. They do not break. They do not need replacing. Total cost at thrift stores and estate sales, under $15. Number 6. A hand-powered water pump. A cast-iron pitcher pump, the kind your grandfather had on the kitchen counter connected to a cistern or a shallow well, moves water without electricity, without a pressure tank, and without any component that cannot be repaired with basic hand tools. They are still manufactured new for between $60 and $120. Pre-1960 originals at salvage yards cost between $20 and $50. A household with a pitcher pump connected to a shallow well or a rainwater cistern has water regardless of grid status. Number 7. Preserved food stores. Salt-cured meat. Lacto-fermented vegetables. Dried legumes. Rendered fat in sealed tins. A 6-month food supply for a family of 4 requires roughly 300 pounds of whole grain, 100 pounds of dried legumes, 60 pounds of salt-cured meat, and a root cellar full of preserved vegetables. Assembled correctly, it costs under $200. It requires no refrigeration, no electricity, no supply chain. It is exactly what every farmhouse pantry contained before supermarkets existed. Number 8. A hand tool workshop. A hand brace and bit, a crosscut saw, a set of chisels, a bench plane, a draw knife, and a wooden mallet build, repair, and maintain every wooden structure and tool on a property without electricity. Total cost at estate sales, under $50 for a complete set. A household with hand tools can repair its own shelter, build its own furniture, and maintain its own equipment without depending on a hardware store, a contractor, or a power outlet. Number 9. A medicinal herb garden. Comfrey for wound healing and inflammation. Elderberry for immune support. Yarrow for fever and bleeding. Calendula for skin infections. Valerian for sleep and anxiety. Echinacea for infection resistance. All 6 grow in any climate with minimal care. All 6 have documented medicinal use going back centuries. All 6 were standard plantings in every American farmhouse garden before pharmaceutical companies existed. A seed packet for each, under $20 total. Somewhere in the last 70 years, each of these 9 things was replaced by a monthly service, a subscription product, or a dependency on a supply chain that most people never think about until it breaks. The grain mill became a bag of flour from the store. The seed library became a seed rack at the garden center stocked exclusively with hybrid varieties. The cast iron cookware became a non-stick pan replaced every 5 years. The medicinal herb garden became a medicine cabinet full of products manufactured in facilities you will never see. The 2021 empty shelf was not an anomaly. It was a preview. Supply chains break. They have always broken. The families who lived through the Depression, through the wars, through the drought years of the 1930s, were not surprised when the system failed. They had not designed their households around the assumption that it would not. I do not know what brought you here today. Maybe you remember standing in a store that was emptier than it should have been and feeling something shift. Maybe you have been watching prices climb every month and started wondering what happens when they climb past what you can pay. Maybe someone in your family used to live differently, and you started wondering if that way was actually better. Maybe you are building the kind of household that does not need permission from a supply chain to feed itself. It does not matter which one. The grain mill still exists. The root cellar still works. The seeds still grow. The cast iron still cooks. The hand tools still build. The herbs still heal. Everything that made a household self-sufficient before 1950 is still available today. Most of it costs almost nothing. And all of it will still be working when every product manufactured this year has been thrown away and replaced. If you are the kind of person who believes that real resilience has been quietly replaced by dependency to protect someone else's revenue stream, you already know what to do next. You start with one thing. Just one. The mill, the seeds, the pan, the pump. One thing this weekend. And you build from there the way every farmhouse family built before you. One thing at a time. Until the shelf being empty is someone else's problem. Now I want to ask you something specific, and I want you to actually answer in the comments. If the grocery store near you was empty for 30 days starting tomorrow, what would your family eat? Tell me honestly. No judgment. I read every single comment, and I want to know where people actually are. Now you know what to build. See you next time. Next video. I am going to show you the fastest growing food crop that every American farmhouse grew before 1940, that the seed industry quietly stopped selling after a major agricultural corporation acquired its primary supplier in 1987. It grows in poor soil. It grows in shade. It grows through drought. And it produces more food per square foot than anything else in your garden. See you then.